about getting your home on the market and getting it sold. Do you mind if I take a quick look at your home?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Awesome. So thank you for that. So Robert, you know what? I wrote down some really important questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Number one being, do you absolutely need to sell your home?
Yeah, I want to sell it.
Okay, awesome. And do you plan on listing it in a way that will sell, or do you plan on keeping it on the market for like a long period of time?
Well, I mean, I don't need it to sell tomorrow, but I don't want to keep it on for a long period of time either.
Gotcha. Okay. And Robert, do you want me to handle the sale of your property today?
Well, everything's gone well so far, Savannah, but there are a few things I want to go over before we get there.
Not a problem. Sounds good to me. So, Robert, at the end of my presentation today, one of three things will happen. One, we may have the opportunity to work together and I list your property. Two, you may decide not to list with me today. Or three, on the rare occasion, I may decide not to take the listing. Either one of these options, totally okay.
Okay.
So let's quickly go over some of the questions that I asked you over the phone.
Sure.
One, I just wanted to make sure, you said you were moving to Newport, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. And you said you were moving there because it was always a dream for you and your wife to live in the city where you had your first date. And that just so happens the anniversary for that is this May, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. So ideally, you would want to celebrate your anniversary with your wife in your new home by May, right?
Correct.
Awesome. And you only owe 90K, is that right?
Yep. Looked it up the other day. It's right around 90,000.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, you weren't planning on selling it yourself, were you?
No, it's not my area of expertise.
Awesome. Okay. Good to know. Now, there are only two matters to discuss here today, and that's your motivation to sell and two, the price we set on your property. Now, I've compared what we call a comparative market analysis, and there's two parts to this research. Part one, we call Fantasyland. That's what homeowners list homes for. And two, we call reality. That's what real estate agents actually list and sell homes for. And we're going to decide today where you want to spend your time, okay?
Okay. I don't want to be in Fantasyland.
Yeah. Oh, neither do I. So just give me 1 minute and I'll share my screen with you, okay?
Okay.
Now, Robert, can you see that? Can you
I
see
can.
that? All that? Okay, awesome. Perfect. So just take a second to review your property. Now, before we go into it, I just want to let you know the purpose of a comparative market analysis is actually to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, yeah, I mean, they look at the price, they look at the upgrades, location, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you're really informed. I really like that. Buyers do determine value by comparison shopping, and they look at a price of your home based on its features and benefits, and then they compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have either sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. So, for example, if you were to purchase a new car and you went to a dealership and that car cost $50,000, but being the smart shopper that you are, you go to the next dealership a city over, and they have the same car, but it has heated seats, a backup camera, and it's touchscreen. Which car has more value and why?
They're the same price?
Same price.
Well, then I would go with the second one.
Of course you would. Okay, so let's say the first dealership with no touchscreen, no heated seats, and no backup camera went on sale for $20,000. What deal has more value now?
Oh, I'd go with the first one. I'd rather have the money.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna want to pocket that money.
California, I don't need heated seats that much.
Exactly. So Robert, you're a really smart guy. You can see if you want to increase value, you can either one, lower the price, or two, have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Good. So unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
I'd rather not. I'd rather just sell it.
Yeah, you want to sell it, of course. So price is the only matter. And can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Awesome. So really quick, we'll review your property. You have a lovely 3,300 square feet, just a little bit over that. You see here, right here on La Dante Drive.
Right.
And we'll go in. We'll go into your comps right here.
Okay.
Now I know you said you wanted to list at 1.2 million, correct? You mentioned that earlier on the
kind of what I saw online with Zillow, Redfin, and some other stuff.
Got it. And you said you had to be in Newport by May, correct?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So I just want to show you a property that's currently active right now, and it's this property on Honolulu Terrace. So it's a little similar to your property. I know your property is 3,300 square feet, and it's 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms.
Correct. Yep.
Now, if you go back to this property here in Honolulu Terrace in the city of Whittier, it's 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and it looks like their square footage is a little bit larger than yours. It's 3,669 square feet.
Yeah, so it's a few hundred square feet bigger.
A few hundred square feet bigger, and that right now they're currently listed at 1.299.
Okay.
But if you check this out, Robert, you can see that their days on market is 393 days. Now, I don't know about you, but Robert, does 393 days get you to Newport by May?
Of next year, yeah.
Yeah, of next year. So unless you plan on being...
It's been on the market for over a year?
Looks like it, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Why would somebody do that?
I don't know. Maybe they're stubborn on the price. It'll tell you. Maybe they're not as smart of a seller as you are.
Okay.
So I wanted to go back into this next property here that closed. And it was actually only on the market for 17 days. And this property, we can both agree your property is a little bit better. You have a larger square footage. This is only 3,074 square feet.
Right.
But they listed their property at $1,050,000 and they sold for $1,050,000. So I just want you to keep that in mind as well, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. And I wanted to show you another property that closed in the city of Whittier. They listed at $1,095,000, and they spent 13 days on the market. You can see here that they did a considerable amount of upgrades though. So, and their square footage is a little bit larger than yours. It's 3,992.
Yeah, it's about 600 square feet bigger.
Exactly. And they also have about a half bathroom bigger than yours. This property here, it's a little more similar to yours, minus it has another half bath as well. And the square footage is just about 200 square feet or 500 square feet bigger than yours with 3,758. And looks like they got it on the market for about 9 days at $1,069,000. And they closed at $1,025,000. Do you see that right here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So based on the price, what do we feel we should use to create value in the eyes of a buyer to get someone to decide to purchase your property over your competitions?
Well, man, when you show me those, I guess the 1.2 is kind of out of the way. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should start. I mean, maybe around 1.1. With how things are going right now. Let's start with that.
Yeah, Robert, after looking at the properties and seeing on the market what these properties are actually selling for in this type of market, I can comfortably and confidently recommend the price of $1,050,000.
Okay.
So,
well, Savannah, I did interview another agent. I told you I was going to do that. They said that they could get me more money than that.
You know what, Robert? I can appreciate that. And what you may not understand is this. An agent that will list your property right now, overpriced, assumes they can take your listing right now, correct? And then they're just going to start beating you up on that price, Robert, week after week after week. Is that what you want?
Well, no, that's not what I want.
No, of course not. You want to be in Newport with your beautiful wife celebrating your anniversary, right?
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So all you have to do now is simply sign the contract and I can help you get what you want, most importantly, in the time that you want, Robert.
Well, okay. So you're saying $1,050,000, okay? And so you think the people that are gonna list it too high, they're gonna come down. They want me to come down the price. So let's be fair then. If you're gonna offer a lower price, then would you at least cut your commission?
No. Any other questions?
Well, I mean, Savannah, help me out here. I mean, I got agents offering to do that, not including, I got agents sending me postcards that they're willing to do it for 1.5%.
And you know what, Robert? I truly appreciate that. And can I tell you why that makes me really, really nervous?
Go ahead.
Well, if other agents don't have the courage in regarding their own worth, how strong could they possibly be in getting your offer accepted at the price that you want?
Uh-huh.
I have that courage. Now, Robert, after today, do you feel like that I can sell your property?
I think you probably can, yeah.
Yeah, of course I can. And I can definitely get you there into Newport by May to be celebrating with your beautiful wife, sipping cocktails in your new home. So all we have to do now is simply sign the contract, and Robert, I can help you get what you want in the time that you want. Won't that be great? Sign the contract, please.
Okay, but I don't want to go. I'm only if we do a 6-month contract. I don't want to do anything longer than that.
6 months. Okay, that sounds fair. Sign the contract, please.
Okay, let's do it.
Woo! Good job, young lady. Good
Very nervous the
job.
entire time. Thank you for
I'm sorry, what?
Thank you for being so strong-willed, Robert. I appreciate that.
Very cool. Hey, so Robert, let me ask you a question. I mean, she was closing pretty strong and kind of, I didn't feel back off at all. Did you feel the confidence and the pressure, and did that kind of push you off a little bit?
No, it never pushed me off because her tonality was never pushy. Like it wasn't, I felt as a role play partner, like I'm putting myself in a seller's position. I just feel like her tone was just having a conversation with me. So her closing was just part of the conversation. Like it never felt aggressive or pushy or anything like that. Plus she explained everything to me.
Got it.
I think that's the biggest thing we talk about with the scripts, Neil, is, if I say, well, why don't you cut your commission? And you go, well, look, I can't really do that. I mean, that's just not what agents do. But so why don't you just go ahead and sign the contract? I can help you get what you want. It's like, well, now I do feel pressured and pushy because you didn't really answer my question confidently. There wasn't a conversation about it. So I think the fact that she knew it and she just kept it conversational, I never felt being pushed.
Cool. Good job. Savannah, how did you feel in this presentation?
I felt good. I mean, this is like the first time that I've like genuinely, like wholeheartedly, like with a lot of thought and that like really like did my listing presentation.
80 plus eyes on you.
Is 80 really? I don't have no idea what the number is.
Yeah, it's 43 people, and most people have 2 eyes.
Yep. So good thing I didn't know that. I had no idea how many people were watching.
Well, that's good. Excellent. Excellent. So positive comments, things you want to share that you saw. Armin with a D.
I really like Savannah, the way she confidently said, of course I can. I like that. I mean, she said it not sarcastically, but just as a matter of fact. Of course I can.
Good.
I thought that was great.
Good. Good, good, good. Anyone else have something?
I liked her persistence. And I want to just add what I've been doing when it comes to pricing is just tell people in this market, because we have so many more buyers, if you make the price look a little more appealing, you get more overbids, and sometimes you end up selling for more. A lot of times you do. That's what I've been experiencing, and that's been working really well for me for a number of years. So just a little input on that.
Good. Thank you. Good job. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Other comments, suggestions? Gina, you had something, or you were just?
I was, but I did have something to say as well. I just want to say you did a fantastic job, especially with your peers who all know the script so well. You did great because it's so intimidating, but you did fantastic. So that's all I
Thank
had.
you. Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good.
Yeah, this is
Good,
Vicky. I liked her CMA that she presented so he could have a look at it and help
Yeah.
make a decision on pricing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good. Josie?
Oh, I came in a little bit late, but you know what? She just went for motivation.
Right.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was
very.
Josie. I was hoping that somebody was going to pick up on how many times she brought up Newport Beach. I was hoping, I was waiting. Like, I hope somebody noticed how many times she did that. And of course, you know, it's the superstar Josie Jellick that picked up on that.
I freaking love Josie so much.
Good job. Excellent. All right, good. Other comments, observations?
I thought that you were really confident with just how you handled the presentation, and I could tell that you had rehearsed and you had prepared and practiced beforehand.
So how much time, that's a really good point, Anthony. Thank you. Savannah, how much time do you think you've spent over the last whatever period practicing the scripts and dialogues and the listing presentation, the objections?
The listing presentation, not nearly as enough as I should have, and especially, well, in the last like week and a half, I've been really drilling down on it. As far as like role play, that's almost every day with you guys in the morning that I go, and that really I don't understand why more agents don't come here, because that helps so much. Whether it's like the first week and then you're like, okay, yeah, this isn't like intimidating, and then you keep going and you're like, oh, I got this. Like, you really do start to memorize it, from one, reading it yourself and saying it out loud yourself, and then two, reading it while somebody's going over their role playing back with you. The rapid role play is really good. I love that because I can read it while they're doing their thing, and it's my turn. So all that together really just builds up over time, and it's a lot quicker than most people would think, in my opinion.
So you've actually been with the company since December?
November, like late November. Yeah, late November.
Yeah. And when you started with the role play in late November, you knew some of the scripts, but not to the degree you own them today, correct?
No, not nearly, not at all.
Yeah. So you were decently confident when you came on board, yet I really sense, especially in today's role play you did, a sense of, I own this, I've got this, I'm going to take him down.
Yeah, I think it's more so it comes from like, just I've always been that way as a person, especially like when I did jiu-jitsu or kickboxing. It's like, whether they're bigger than me, whether they're stronger than me, it's like I have to go in there with the mentality that I can do it and that I'm going to succeed. So I do that and try to do that in everything that I do, portray that in every aspect of my life.
Okay,
well, presentations.
It showed today. It really did. And, you don't feel like you put enough time in. It feels like you put in a good amount of time. And you're going to get better just as the year goes on, for sure. Good for you.
Yeah, I was like honestly dreading this. I was like, I didn't put in enough practice time as I should have. I didn't, but I can't wait to do it again live. Like I got this. I'll do it again because it keeps me motivated to keep doing my listing presentation over and over. So I really like that.
That's a common theme actually. When people actually do this Tuesday thing that they never thought they would do, they tend to do it. So we encourage it. Josie, just as a shout out to her, Josie, since she's been with the company a number of years, almost every week records her listing presentation. Isn't that right, Josie? Yep. Yeah. It's just something that she continues to work on.
Since COVID, I was doing it 4 days a week.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Very good.
I gotta hook up with Josie then.
So essentially, if you want a life where you can have a boat
That's in Newport. That's where I want to be.
You have to
Your listing
practice.
presentation.
Okay, well, it's not quite Newport, it's only Huntington Beach, but you know,
Her boat can sail all the way to Newport.
it could sail to Newport, but it always sails. She moors it in Catalina. She's got one of those very exclusive moorings in Catalina. Yep, big deal. Big, and she's, by the way, she's the captain of the boat.
She's the
not her
captain.
husband.
Yeah, I know. God,
Captain Josie.
She's the
Good
captain.
job. Michael Ojeda, you had a comment.
Yeah, I was listening to her and looked like when you learn the scripts, you are new, you just completely follow verbatim and you don't question it. I like the fact when they're asking about reducing the commission, she never questioned that internally, saying, well, if I say no, depending the personality or what she's going to say, she went directly to the way she was, taught. No, any other question directly. And I love that because that way she's not thinking about the consequences. She go and said it straight up. Some of us, we question it. Is that a right occasion to say no? So that's why it was very good. I like it because she follows what she's doing there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I learned at a very young age, just listen to the people who make a lot of money. They probably know what they're doing. So I try not to question as much as possible.
No matter how much the listing is, we have to do the same amount of work. And years ago, when I started the John Douglas Company, the broker said, the more they ask about reducing the commission, the more we should raise it. She said, because they're usually the real problems.
No, that's very well said. All right, good. Any other comments?
Neil, just two things to mention there. So first of all, just like everyone said, Savannah, you knocked it out of the park.
Thanks.
But, she called me yesterday and did a full prequel on me. Where are you moving to? How soon do you have to be there? Why do you want to be there? All these other different things to go through. And that's how she was able to know where I was going and why I wanted to be there and the importance of it and that I owed this money and things like that. And we can't stress the value of pre-qualing enough. But even when you're doing a role play, you've got to pre-qual.
Yeah.
It's just a really, really important thing. So I give her that. The second thing is if you just follow the script, this really is something that can be done relatively quickly. Because our presentation, I would actually looked at my watch at one point, like, should I say something else? Like, should I like being expressive right now and say something? Because I feel like this has just gone way too quick, but we went through the entire thing. If you really just stick to the script, listen to the client, this really can be an in and out 15-minute thing sometimes. So
yeah,
it was a great reminder.
I actually have a question. I wanted your guys' opinion. So you know how in this scenario you wanted to list for 1.2, right? And I gave you an example of a property that's currently active around that price range, and that how it's been on average days on market compared to the other days on market. It's so much more. When do you recommend I introduce that? I think I introduced it towards the beginning. Should I have waited sooner? Do you think the placement of that was okay?
Are you?
Me personally, as the person being the role play, I liked it at the beginning because it really set the tone for the price.
Okay.
Like you pretty much got it out of the way that 1.2 was not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at what reality is. And it did shift my focus a little bit more to a more reasonable price.
Okay, cool.
So I would then, this is not saying Robert's wrong at all. It's just a different approach to a strategy. I find personally when I walk into a situation, if I'm giving them bad news right away, I start, in my opinion, this is the amiable, I think I'm starting to build a wall.
And that's what I was afraid of. It just like depends on the person, because I know some people it's like,
yeah, that's me. So I think you guys all would agree, those of you that ever had conversations with me and discussions and and I almost always start off with, tell me what's going on, give me some wins, let some positive things. I would probably make them feel like their house was pretty nice compared to this house and compared to this house. And then I might interject that information. And that's going to be subjective, but that would be, my approach would be slightly different. I like them to like me before I tell them things they're not going to like. But that's classic amiable. Okay? Does that help a little bit? Sorry?
It does. It just gives me an idea.
Yeah, Michael.
I got a question for you. Remember many years ago, we have a kind of similar market that we have today. And you saying on the meeting said, pretty much right now, we can tell the seller, name your price and take the listing because everything is selling. Now, the market right now, like we heard from Steve, we can pretty much now make a lot of resistance on the price. It pretty much is like telling the seller, name your price, and pretty much they selling it. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's the script you're referring to as, what do you want? Okay. That's the script. What do you want? Okay. Everybody want to role play? What do you want? Okay.
Okay.
Got it? Please do not fight with pricing today, you guys. Please. Okay? I know we teach it here to make sure that we're explaining the marketplace, but be real careful on pushing back on the pricing. Please, please, please. All right?